What's happening? What's going on? K Mega 405 coming to you live from the 405. Well, I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers out there. Apologies for last week that I was not, that I didn't do anything except fight night just this past Sunday. Went out of town, and then I just wasn't right. Like, I was like, oh my goodness, I was in a bad state, so Jack. Anyway, so and so, yeah, I just didn't feel good. Was taking my medications and stuff for, for people I've expressed that, like for my injuries from what, 6-7 years ago now. So yeah, just when I take those long trips, man, sometimes you just never know how my body's going to react. And so, yeah, I came back from that and I was just not right. So I didn't have any spunk to do nothing. So just kind of slept around all week until I felt better. I think it was like around Saturday, something like that. So anyway, what's going on with you, Parrish? Appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate you coming through. Yep, first off, I want to kind of just sit here and address that, like, and I know, I mean, there's people passing all the time, but I'm saying, but I don't know, man, it kind of hit me pretty hard to see Michael Jamal Warner pass away, man. There's somebody growing up watching the Cosby Show, one of the best shows ever of all time, in my opinion. I had a crush on she went to Different World. Well, I can't think of her name now. She was Lenny Kravitz's ex-wife. Anyway, so yeah, had a big crush on her. Anyway, and then she went to the spinoff to the Cosby Show, which is called A Different World. Manissa Bonet, I think, is that her name? Yeah, I think that's what her name was. Anyway, regardless of that. So yeah, hearing about how he passed away here just recently on a vacation, drowned, got swept out. That's kind of crazy. And then and Parrish, I was just going to say that. And then before I started the show, I just seen that Ozzy Osbourne died too. But now the question that I got, because my wife told me that there was something that she watched or heard or read or something like that about like him and his wife had this pact that if one of them passes, that they both pass. So that's the thing that I want to know, is that did she go ahead, or did Ozzy talk her out of it, or did she just, or did they pass together or something like that? Or was that just some kind of like internet stuff that to be said or whatever? But I think she watched it on a show or something like that. So, whatever. I just kind of wanted to know if they both passed. I knew that like it was his last concert. So they had like all the rock legends out there or whatever out there and things like that. And so then I seen something where it was posted that him and his wife was going to this place in Switzerland. I think that's why he was out there or whatever during that concert. But either here and there, yeah, it's just crazy. It's sad that you're seeing these people that you grow up with. Now, I mean, I've got an Ozzy album. I got his greatest hits or whatever, but I'm not the really biggest rock fan. I like all different types of music, but definitely know about his legend. So, just to see that these people just, that you grow up with and you just seeing them gone, man, it's crazy. It's just crazy times, man. So, but I mean, it's just life, just the way it is. But just wanted to sit there and touch on that. Like, yeah, the Michael Jamal Warner thing really hit me. Like, damn, it was kind of like not as bad. I think Aaliyah was probably. Am I going to be playing COD in a minute? Nah, man. When I get off here, I'm finna do some things, and then I'm gonna jump back on that college football. I'm locked in on the college football right now, man. I'm locked in. That's all on my mind right now. Now, I will be playing some other stuff here, probably coming up here later on in the week. So yeah, but it's pretty crazy. So yeah, but no, college football's got me locked in, man. I'm Claudia. I'm in the dynasty mode, and so yeah, I'm over here. I got Langston. We went to the playoffs, and now I might think I'm starting another one. I'm getting ready to try to catch up with Husky. So because we talked about doing a dynasty league. And start doing that so we can start, playing and showing our stuff online and stuff like that. So like starting our streamers playing. So Yeah, so when we get together on that, we can sit there and get that started. But yeah, no, I'll play. I haven't played COD in about, let's see, maybe about almost I would say about almost a month, because I jumped on playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, and then I wanted to make sure that I beat that before college came out. And so then I looked and I seen the new season, the new season of characters that they had, and I wasn't the biggest fan of the black sail characters. I wasn't the biggest fan of that, so I might just skip. I did get the like the regular version of them, but like the black sail version, I was like, I'm not the biggest fan of it. So I kind of, that's why I haven't gone back. But I'm getting ready. I'm sure that they're going to be having another Black Sail season coming up here pretty soon. So then I'm looking forward to seeing what they have there and then jumping on that. And then, I mean, I'm not tripping out on how people are wigging out about what is a Family Guy character and Beavis and Butthead is in the game. I mean, listen, it's COD. None of this shit is real. You do not respond when you get shot and killed. So people got to relax. They really do got to relax. It's nuts out there. It's a video game. It's a fun video game, and so it's only just for it's what I call the peanut butter and jelly of gaming. Like same with Fortnite, same with I take sports games a little bit more seriously than shooters, just for the mere fact of when you're playing somebody online or just playing the game. If you're just playing the game, it just seems a little bit more, I don't know, more realistic in the sense. And I know that we're talking about video games, sports games, but it just, I don't know. I just take it a little bit differently. I take it a little bit more serious with the sports games than I do with the shooters. The shooters is just for me to have fun. I of course I want to have a good KD and stuff like that, but if I don't, I don't. I just take it for just a grain of salt. It's just me shooting the enemy, having a good time, and playing it for some hours, or in coming back to it later on. So, but no, I will be getting back on some COD here a little bit later. I am hearing as well that they are getting ready to have an open beta for Battlefield 6. Very interested in that. Very, very, very excited about that. You said, did you say are you talking about Battlefield 7, or are you talking about? You said, well, brother, you said, what is this? My thoughts about? It's what I posted on everywhere. That's what it's about, Viper. We must be away. But when we talk about skipping games, we're talking about the Fable, and then of course about PlayStation games. Also, something that we did not get a chance to discuss on GRG the other week was Phil retiring. So I want to touch on that. So if you want to hop on, or if you can or not, that's fine. But I'll definitely talk on that. You talking about Black Ops 7? Oh yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that. That looked crazy. And if it's going back to doing the wall running and stuff like that, yeah, I'm all in. I'm all in. I loved Advanced Warfare. That's probably my favorite COD. Advanced Warfare, or man, yeah, man, I'm thinking Advanced Warfare. And I really was surprised. And I hate that I didn't play Infinite Warfare when it first came out. I didn't play Infinite Warfare until like years later. So, I mean, it still had people playing. I'm pretty sure you can still have people playing Infinite Warfare now. But that story, people trashed that game so bad. What's up with you, son? What's happening with you? They trashed it. And I was like, damn, really? Is it that bad, man? That's why this is why I don't listen to media or certain, like, these reviewers, and they dogged that game. And Infinite Warfare story was epic as shit. It was so good. It was so good. I really loved it. But Advanced Warfare is probably my favorite COD. I really went crazy on that COD. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. But I've been putting a lot of work on this COD too. So I've really been enjoying this card as well. So I don't know. I just I hate that Battlefield 2042, which is a lot better now. I just and then of course like my other favorite shooter, Halo Infinite. I just got tired of just like it, not enough weapons, not enough stages. Now I know it. I'm sure it's got way more now. I just got to go back and I got to play it. I just haven't gone back and played Halo Infinite. And I got to go back and I got to at least check that out. But Battlefield 42, I try to play it and then I'll see the improvements, but I just still get so mad about like I spent that money and then it just wasn't. And then they gave those ridiculous offerings. That's why I said that I wasn't going to be buying Battlefield, the new Battlefield day one. I'm just not. Just going to wait and see, and then go from there. Anyway. You said people didn't like the boosting or the wall running. Man, I didn't care about that. Like there's plenty of other cards to play that you can get in that you can stick your teeth into. If you didn't like that version of COD, that's fine. But you have to go back and you got to think about it around that time. What games out there were really popular? Titanfall was one of the most popular shooters out there. And it was actually a true competitor to Call of Duty because it sold over 10 million copies on Xbox alone, on the Xbox One alone. It was that great. Titanfall 2 was good, but see, the problem with Titanfall 2, they tried to make it too much like COD instead of more like what it was supposed to, because COD was trying to be like Titanfall. And so it was yeah, man, it was a crazy little era right there where COD was trying to steal ideas and identities from everybody. And then of course I'm thinking like, well, Battlefield is here doing its thing. You got Titanfall and you got other shooters that's coming up and competing. And so COD is kind of maybe in a position to get cooked finally, not to go away, but to finally be dethroned. Nah. I've learned my lesson. COD is just one of those things that don't die. Just like Fortnite, just like Roblox. Those things are not going away. It's just, they're too popular. It's like I said, it's the bread, it's the peanut butter and jelly or the potato chips of the gaming industry. And people love their snacks. So this is just what it is, man. It's just what it is. Anyway, so let me get to it. Let's get started. Appreciate you guys coming on through. If you are new or if you're here, man, share this out. Let us know. We're going to have a little discussion here. First thing I got to jump right in on about the games getting skipped on the Xbox. Well, no. I'll get to that next. Let me go ahead and talk about what we missed on GRG last week or the week before last. And that was about Phil Spencer retiring, because that was something that's been rumored, and I don't look at that as a rumor. I mean, the reality of it is that, I mean, the man has been at Xbox for, I don't know, 30 plus years, 30, 37, 38 years, somewhere around there. Like, he's been here for a minute. He's been at Xbox he's been at Microsoft for a long ass time. So, and the man is what, 57? I think Phil is 57, something like that. So it would make sense if he would, because there's also these you hit these certain thresholds at an age in companies. If you make it to this point, you get this type of incentive. You get this type of you maximize the money that you can make if you stay this long. Blah blah blah. The third, right? So like saying he's gone at 60 is perfectly fine. It's reasonable. Like, I mean, I understand that, like, and then there will be people that will make a big deal out of it when the day that Phil steps away. But the man has been at Microsoft and Xbox for damn near 40 years. And he might hit that 40-year mark. I mean, at some point, you got to say, hey, I want to just enjoy my life. You know what I mean? Like, who is going to want to keep doing the same job and listening to these yahoos that gets worse and worse every year over some of the dumbest reasons? Now, some reasons legitimate, but majority of them just absolutely just asinine, and got to listen to that shit. And the man just wants to sit back, play video games. Let somebody else take it over and deal with the scrutiny. And again, so the day that that he will announce his retirement is the day that I'll sit there and I'll give him a salute tell him thank him for the great work that he's done for Xbox, saving Xbox for one reason, and also bringing in great talent like Sarah Bond. You know, I mean, the cases out there. I mean, I think you know, what people might think about Matt Booty. I think at the beginning of it or whatever, we was really excited. We're still on the fence about some of the things that's supposed to have happened or whatever, but still talented. You know, and just having, you know, been doing the work in gaming for this long, and the man is a true gamer. So yeah, no, I think that, yeah, when its time is up, it's going to be, and I think it will be soon. I think probably the year or two after the new console drops, I think he's already going to sit there and say, all right, you know, it's time for Sarah Bond to move on and be the new face and the new head of Xbox. And, you know, I'm damn sure for all for that. Be a lot of firsts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, there's nothing ever guaranteed, but I mean, it kind of looks like that's where the situation would go once Phil leaves. His successor would most likely be Sarah Bond. So, you know, originally said, what is Sarah Bond doing? Where is the mobile store? Well, man, listen, all this stuff is going into, listen, there's supposed to be a whole bunch of stuff been happening right now. But I tell you what's going to happen here is that, and this is what's going to be tragic, maybe not for everybody, but damn sure for me, is when, and it's gonna, and I want to, and I'm not gonna, and I can't, and I gotta separate myself from it a little bit, because I'm going to start taking shit personal, because the attacks on Sarah Bond is going to be really deep, and there's going to be those idiots that's going to make it about her being a woman. There'll be some of those idiots out there that'll talk about race, and then they'll use that to make it to where she shouldn't be, that this is why women shouldn't be in control, or this is why a certain, you know what I'm saying, a certain woman of a particular race shouldn't be in control or have this, when things go bad at Xbox. It just will happen. Like, I mean, it just will happen. It always happened with these companies. And there will be people that won't want to give her an opportunity. Even though she's given us one of the best things that we've ever had in gaming history, which is Game Pass. Her work and dedication on bringing more Japanese titles. I mean, Phil Spencer has also alluded to that as well. Like, the woman has put in some work. So again, it's not going to, has she batted 1,000? No. But the one thing of it is that, like, most likely this is who's going to be the successor of Xbox once Phil steps away. And like I said, I can't start taking it personal when she do make some mistakes and people start riding her heavy, pause. You know what I'm saying? Start jumping on her ass. Because if she's not doing the job like she's supposed to be, of course she should be ridiculed, just like Phil, just like anybody from any company. But the thing of it is that, like, I just know that some of these idiots on the internet is going to make it about her being a woman, and also talk about her race. And that's where it's going to go. That's where I'm going to start going left. And that's why I say I got to step away on that and just take it for what it is, because there's just incompetent Neanderthals on the internet, and they just rather be on the keyboard talking mad shit instead of giving a legitimate reason of why this individual or that individual would and should be fired or let go or reprimanded. That's the reality of it. But I already know that's going to come, especially if she is going to be the successor, which, from all likeness, from what it's been, is that she most likely will be. And I'll be excited for that, because in gaming, in the gaming space, it'll be, I believe, now I could be wrong, I don't know. I don't know everything about gaming history. I know I'm an old fart, but I'm not that, but I don't know everything about gaming. But I would believe that she would be most definitely the first Black or African American, whichever way you want to say it, woman that will be that will be in control of gaming division out of the big three. For sure. Matter of fact, I know that the one of the architects of the Atari, he was a Black man. He was an African American man. But I don't believe that he was ahead of anything. I knew that he had a high status, but I don't know if he was ever in charge of Atari. I do not believe he was. So for a woman of color to have this type of status on, especially on with Xbox, would be massive. It's a great, great, great thing for gaming, especially in the fact because I'm always talking about diversity. Um, but again, and how I look at it from this situation, yes, there's a lot of things that people are upset about with Xbox, especially with the whole, the non the what is an exclusive, the lack of exclusives, whatever, how people want to announce it, pronounce it, whatever. Um, but damn, Xbox has been bringing some heat. Xbox has been bringing some just absolute gems. Not only to just the Xbox community, but just what's also what they've offered in Game Pass as well. So, I mean, just gamers is eating good. I just, it's just reality. So, Phil, we'll see what this new console will be like, and how much it'll cost, and what other strategies that they'll have going forward. But yeah, once he steps away, then I mean, Xbox should be, and Xbox is definitely in better hands. I mean, the Series S and X are not bad consoles whatsoever. If the S was a Nintendo console, it would be praised. The Series X was a PlayStation, it would be praised. We all know this. So that's the thing. These are not bad consoles whatsoever, and they do fantastic work. I mean, the games the games run great majority of the time, and the consoles, hell, as much as I game on my Xbox, I mean, I haven't had any issues. And so I don't know, man. I just think that we'll just see what will happen on that front of what the console is going to be, pricing and stuff of that nature. But I think Xbox will still be in good hands, and then we'll see what Sarah Bond does, and I'll be looking forward to it. So, or if it's like I said, if it's not Sarah Bond, I don't want to just say it's going to be her, but I think all speculations that we think that it will be. But whoever is going to be in charge of Xbox will be in good hands because of what Phil has done for the most part. Now, again, I know some people will say, well, no, the console is irrelevant and all that. Listen, we already know about how PlayStation's moving. Nintendo's the only one that's really standing firm on the exclusive front. Let's not get crazy here. But looking forward to it, and looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. And then when, like I said, and Phil's been doing this for a very long time, so it's eventually going to come to a head, and when he does, like I said, I'm going to give him a salute and thank him for the work he done. Because I mean, listen, it's been a good job for the most part. I mean, Xbox One era was, woof, boy. The Xbox One generation, man, woof. Phil got us out of that one, so it's a good deal. Let's see. Sorry, let me read some of these. He said, it's hard for racists to be loud in public or on the internet. Screenshots are mightier than the sword. Absolutely. Sekiro. Let's see. Who cares if she's a woman? Lisa Sue managed to do the impossible. Listen, I'm totally with you, but this is I've already seen it. When she first came on the scene, I was given videos from people that was already talking about Sarah Bond as being incompetent. When she first stepped on the scene, there was this one PlayStation guy that said that he was rude with his comedy. Talking about like he was talking about like how pretty she was, and then said she was good for extracurricular things. Just being this dude was just being a lowlife, but she isn't capable of being a person that should run Xbox or be a part of get high up in Xbox staff because of one, she's a woman, and two, she's a woman of color. I swear to God, I couldn't believe it. And then there was some people in the Xbox community that was saying shit behind the scenes, and I had to let them know. And then of course I don't talk to some of those people no more. Just because it wasn't nobody that was from the close camp, like Don or anybody like that. But it was people that I've done podcasts with before and stuff like that, and then they came out with some really stupid shit, trying to think that I was on some bullshit about like like women aren't capable of doing good jobs or some kind of crazy stuff like that. And I had to put them on blast. Like, listen, nah, man, no. I have the utmost respect for women and what they do. I've been raised by mostly women in my life, so that's why I have a strong affinity towards. I know what women can do and what they're capable of and how strong they are, and they can do just as good a job as a man can. Certain things, of course, when it's trying to, when you're talking about like raising young men to be men, that's a job you need men to sit there and to be there on that aspect for it, but a woman can do that as well. Because trust me, I know I came from a single parent home. So shit, my mom was not nice or gentle. So, but it didn't need to have to take her to do those things as though what a man should be doing in that retrospect. But again, it's more of a thing to me. It's just like I just know what that's going to say. But I totally agree. Like, I mean, just look at all the powerful women that's not only just in gaming or in there's in politics, that's in music, all this other stuff that runs companies. They're very capable of doing it. So, but I just know how the internet is. It's a lot of sleaze out there. So it's just whatever. So anyway, I just wanted to touch on that with the whole field thing. I for the rest of the brothers and sisters on GRG, I'll ask them again. Probably be quick when we do GRG again. I think it's on the 11th of next month. So just because we forgot to talk about it. So anyway, let's move on and talk about game skipping Xbox. Yeah, Rain. Trust me. Yeah, it threw me off. Like, because I mean, again, you hear these type of things underneath, like you listen, you like, okay, yeah, but again, when it was brought up, I spoke up. I had to let them know, like, bruh, no. If you want to say that and talk that again with other people, do that without me being in this party. Matter of fact, I'll help you out. No, I didn't mean it like that. No, yeah, you did. You thought I was on that bullshit, because this is you got all these ass kissers in your party. You think that I'm one of them? No, sir. No. And this is why I clash with all types of people, because I'm not no follower here. I don't care about what your status is here, there, or the third. If you act cross, we ain't got shit to say unless we, you know what I'm saying? Like we can discuss it, but I'm not going to sit here. But for just somebody want to try to think that I'm just going to try to ride coattails to be around people, that is ridiculous. And I damn sure ain't going to let you get away with just saying any damn thing in front of me. So that's just my nature of things. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I wouldn't say not liked, because I've talked with a lot of people, but it's one of those things where it's just like, I'm an acquired taste. That's what I am. I don't give a damn if you don't like what I got to say, but I'm damn sure ain't gonna hold my tongue. Now I'll be respectful if I don't know where the angle is coming from. But when you just come out and be just directly insulting like that was like, I have no, I can't do that. So Rain, that was the thing. That was the crane. He said, sad part. Our own was saying that as well. No, you're right, Rain. Yeah, it's the sad part. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's one of those things that bothers me to no end. That there's people that will accept, that will be like that. Especially, like, listen, like when I met Sarah Bond, it was the first time that she came up on stage and was announcing it. And the first thing I wanted to say is, oh my God, I'm so, man, a sister. Like, oh my God. Like, I was just like, oh my God. Like, man, you in this high position. Like, thank you, Phil. Thank you, Sadia. Thank you guys for sitting here giving, like, that's the diversity thing is so important to me. Like, what I'm saying? Like, it has nothing to do with I just want one particular group to run things and be that. No, I want the whole gambit, because gaming is diverse. So, yeah, but no, no. But that's what I'm saying. I'm an acquired taste, guys. And you know what I'm saying? And that's why you won't catch me on a lot of people's podcasts, because I ain't I ain't here to kiss ass. I'm here to say my truths, talk my talk, say what I want to say, and then keep it moving. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I mean well to everybody, wish everybody success. I don't hate on anybody's success. But I'd be damned if I sit there and just let people, because it is a lot of ass kissing in this space. It's embarrassing to see grown men just curl up like that. Like it's almost gross. And that's why so and I'm drinking coffee, by the way. So anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so games missing skipping out on Xbox. So okay, starting off with this, you start seeing these couple of these smaller titles. It used to be insane last generation. Xbox had a real big problem of not getting some of the bigger titles. When you're looking at games like Nier Automata when it first came out, when you're looking at games like Persona, you're looking at games. You're looking at even smaller games like Noni Kuni. It's Nano Kuni, however. I just always will call it Noni Kuni because I love it like that. Love it. Love it. But they're on Xbox now. And that's it. And Xbox is doing a fabulous, and I mean fabulous job of bringing in more and more different type of gaming experiences for people. I'm so glad I'm not seeing the dumb, idiotic, we don't need Asian games, Japanese games, Korean games, Chinese games. I'm so glad. If you notice, you don't see that dumb rhetoric. That was the most stupidest take from the Xbox community, from some of our podcasters out there, for some of our content creators that was using that excuse to try to big up Xbox to say, well, it just need to be Western. And some of the listeners that would say that's the most asinine, ridiculous thing ever, because most of us got into gaming is because from these developers from the East. Those arcade games that we were playing from Namco, that is not an American company. Those games we was playing from Capcom, that's not an American company. So when I would hear that dumb ass rhetoric, I would like, what are we doing? I would push back every time. Every time. Because that was just a cop out to just say, well, Xbox can do fine without those type of games because those certain people didn't like those certain games until now. Because now they claimed allegiance to another platform or other platforms. But that's a whole nother thing. Well, and listen, you don't have to be a turn-based guy. It's just the fact that, I mean, there's plenty of games out there that's not turn-based, that's from that are great, that's from developers from the East. Like, I mean, nothing's turn-based about Black Myth Wukong. Nothing's turn-based about Sekiro. Nothing's turn-based about oh my goodness. I should always remember this game for the rest of my life because of the hell that it gave me. Oh my goodness. Why I can't think of the name of the game. Anyway, with where you became tarnished. That I can't think of the name of that game anymore. Maybe my psyche is trying to push me out of that because it was so hard. but it felt so good when I beat that game. God, it felt so good to beat that game. It did. But there's too much emotions in those type of games, those soul-like games. Oh my God, man. No, not Dark Souls. It's the other one, the recent one. They got the multiplayer to it right now. Why can't? But I said Tarnished, so you would know exactly what it. That's the game that I beat. I hate Dark Souls. I can't get past. I played Dark Souls. I got all 3 Dark Souls, and I've only played Dark Souls 1. I never played 2, and I played Dark Souls 3, and both times. Well, no, yeah, it was a major. I think he was a big boss in Dark Souls 1. It was the first maybe mid boss, whatever, wiped me out. In Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring. Thank you, Elden Ring. In Dark Souls 3, the first thing that big ass night. I couldn't get. I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. I'm done, and never went back. Never went back. But for some reason, Elden Ring kept me coming back, and I think it's because it was a build up type of thing. Like, okay, I went this way. It's too crazy over here. I'm finna go this way. I can kill things. All right, now I'm in it. But what was wild is that I jumped into a cave, fought all these rats, and got past that, and then got teleported. So I got me a big chest and got teleported to the area of rot, to the, like, what is it, the lake of rot or whatever it's called. And I'm fighting centipedes that can one shot you. But I kept playing, kept playing until I got strong enough. And then I think it was, I don't know. I have no idea about Elden Ring, how I got so captivated by it, but maybe because it was the open world aspect of it. Liza P. Sarah said Liza P DLC will have you wanting to fight people. See, now I got to that first boss, which was, what was it? Some kind of Jack in the Box thing or whatever, something. I got to that first big boss, not the guy in the subway. I took him out. I went through the town, and once you get out of the town, there's that one first boss. And he has a big ball on his hand, and he wiped me. And I played him, like, I think about 7-8 times, and then I was like, okay, I'll get back to it. And I never went back to Liza P, but I bought it, so and I bought the deluxe edition, because see, this is what was the crazy thing. Once I was playing Elden Ring, I started feeling myself, so I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and get this Liza P. And then I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe it was just my one time thing. But anyway, but the DLC for Liza P looked fantastic. Anyway, okay, let me get back. I know, I'm sorry, I got off track. So anyway, there's games that's not coming, that hasn't came to Xbox, whatever the case may be, but Xbox has done a good job for it. What is happening now with this situation with No Rest for the Wicked, which is from the former one of the former heads from New Moon Studios, or is it High Moon Studios? Which one is it? Hold on. Or it's just Moon Studios, just Moon Studios. Anyway, I think this is more of a personal thing. I don't think this has nothing to do with the fact that this particular game is not coming. I think it's get back for Microsoft, for Xbox firing him, letting him go, whatever the case you want to say. But I think this is get back. And this doesn't seem to me. You know what, Hardy? That could be absolutely. You know what? That's it. See, now, if Dark Souls is open world, I might give it another chance. But you're right. I think that's what it was. It said, because Hardy said probably because you can go at your own pace. That's exactly right. Because when I went in, the first thing, because I think everybody, when they played Elden Ring, when you first got out that cave and you went in and you seen that big ass centaur, you was like, hey, yeah, let me try to put hands on him. And then you realized that you were not about that life. You weren't good enough. So, okay. So, and I think if I went further to the right or whatever to go where the ocean was, maybe I probably would have got frustrated. But I went the opposite way. And then when I started seeing I could kill those bats, I was like, all right. And then I seen those dogs and I was like, okay. All right. Then I went too far, seen a big ass dragon, ran back. I said, I don't want no trouble. Because you heard the music when the dragon came in with the, I was like, oh no. I still got weak ass clothes. I got no armor and I got a stick. I don't want no trouble. No, dragon, please. Now, thank God that the dragon stopped. It was like, if you go any further, I'm going to tear your ass up. And I was like, yes, please let me back away slowly. I remember I was trying to get away so bad I kept hitting the bend button, like trying to hide the bushes, like hopes like that's gonna save me from that big ass dragon. Anyway, so yeah, I was a hot ass mess trying to get out of there. But yeah, you're right. It was about the pace. You said breaking news: Dark Souls 4 will be a fighter. That's now we talking. Now we talking from software. Give me some Dark Souls fighting game. I'm on it. I'm gonna live on that game. That would be great because they got some dope looking characters in those games. But yeah, anyway. So, but I do think it's personal. A reason why he posted that. And there's also rumors that's circulating out there that's saying that look, this man is trying to get that bag from Microsoft so he can maybe potentially put it on Game Pass. Now, let's case in point. Case in point. Let me go and I'm going to read this to you. This was something that was done from this guy. Thomas Muller, where he did this kind of weird thing, and he got a lot of flack from it from the Steam community because the game was first on Steam, and I was thinking about buying it. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, the game looks great, looks fantastic, it looks really fun. But again, it's one of those things where I'm like, I stand on principle on these type of things. I'm not here to ride the coattail just because a game looks really great to me. Look, I said this a million times about Final Fantasy 16. I want to play it, but I'm not buying it. So that's just what it is. It's the same thing with this. And so again, if these games, I've got this whole new mentality. If it's different, if a game has never came to Xbox and they still decide not to bring those games to Xbox, then it is just what it is. These developers just don't want to make a port for Xbox. Gotcha. It's whatever the case may be. It's their prerogative. I'll pick it up on PlayStation, PC, Nintendo, whatever. I'll pick it up because that game has never come. But if that game or that studio or whatever has done work with Microsoft before, had whatever creative games come over to Xbox, and then all of a sudden change their mind, I'm looking at them very suspect. Because again, I'm thinking of it from a perspective of like, let's just say that I only had one console, and that console is Xbox. And I've played your games beforehand, and then all of a sudden you want to change your mind and get cute because of whatever reasoning. No. I'm not. You're not forcing me to buy a PlayStation or a Nintendo or even buy a PC or build or get to build one. No. It's not that serious to me. So I've just come to a whole different mentality because it was like, I used to have the same kind of mindset from like other people did about, listen, this is the reason of having all these consoles and all these things. If you're a gamer, you play wherever the games are, and that's fine. But if you did bring those games to the Xbox, well, I was playing that game. I was over here participating in helping with your success for your previous games by buying them, by showing them off, by just like I'm always showing gameplay. Every time that I do something, I'm always showing gameplay of something that maybe people are familiar with, maybe some things that people aren't familiar with, but I'm always showing gameplay of something. And I have always had gameplay where I've showed Ori, if me playing Ori or if somebody else playing Ori or anything of that nature. And I would have been very happy to do the same thing with No Rest for the Wicked. But again, like I said, I think this is some get back, and it could be maybe a kind of a strategy to where he like from what I've been hearing is that he wants to try to get some Game Pass money or something like that. And that I don't know. That could be, I think it's more of a get back thing to just kind of get Xbox gamers pissed off at Xbox to make it seem like it's Xbox fault because this guy decided not to bring his game to Xbox. But anyway, so this is one of the things that he did with this particular game. And so it says, this headline says, it's entirely possible that Ori and No Rest for the Wicked developer Moon Studios might not be around anymore in a couple of months. This was just a few months ago. And he says, if user reviews for No Rest for the Wicked do not improve, that's according to the studio founder, Thomas Muller, who says the game gets unfairly review bombed on Steam. So this is him saying this himself. But this is what the community was saying about what this was. And so there was somebody saying, look, he says, I'm looking into the reviews on Steam. All the bad reviews came out when the latest update hit, and a lot of them are really long and from people with dozens of hours into the game. Calling this review bombing seems incredibly disingenuous. So this dude doesn't seem like, you know what I mean? Like this dude seemed like he be playing games. And let's not go further for this. And then when I say that when he got let go, let's take it here. Now I'm going to go here, right here, and just to show that this article was the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's see. Let's go to it right here. Come on, I was just on it. Oh, that's the problem. Okay, right here. This was in March 18th, 2022. Okay, so this is right here. Founder of the Ori developer Moon Studios respond to accusations of sexism, racism, and bullying in new report. And so what Sarah says, it was just forgotten due to the controversy that got killed when they said they were bringing it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this is reporting from gaming stuff, and so this is some of the stuff that's saying like let's see. It says the views of the studio's culture was impressive, citing that the studio's leaders use buzzwords about being an open and honest workplace as a cover for abuse that happened there. Examples include from a report including the use of offensive words by a founder, anti-Semitic jokes, public discussions of jokes about the size of their genitals. The kind of the same stuff that we would hear about what was going on with Activision and all that crazy stuff. Like, I mean, in just other places, Riot Games, all different types of places. Like, listen, we understand it. Like, we keep forgetting that. And listen, I'm a nerd too. So I'm not trying to make this out to be like, oh, this, even though I played sports and stuff like that, still, I'm a gamer. I play games. I read comic books. I'm a nerd. But think about this from a perspective of people who have been bullied. Like these people especially these people are around my age, maybe a little bit older, maybe a little bit younger, somewhere, but they're around my age. Going to school and being labeled as a nerd or looked at as a geek or something of that nature, you get harassed. You would get harassed. The one reason why I didn't, because like I said, I played sports and I'd be quick to punch. Like, and some people, I mean, it is. But that's the thing is like, there are some people out there that got harassed and got mistreated for no reason just because they were different. I remember when there was a kid, there was a group of kids that were playing Dungeons and Dragons at school. This was at junior high. And I mean, not junior, I'm sorry. Was it? I think it was, no, it was grade school. Grade school, playing Dungeons and Dragons. And so not only did they get harassed by the kids, some of the kids like kicked their board and was already acting. Well, then they went and they told the teacher, yeah, this was sixth grade, and they went to the teacher. The teacher sit there and jumped on them for saying that they were playing satanic stuff, and told them they needed to put it away. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the type of stuff that us kids had to go through back then. So again, when these people jump out and they come out and get into a stance of power, they might act out. they might bring that funk right back to you. You know what I mean? So this is one of those things of where is this type of stuff appropriate? Absolutely not. You can't be a leader of something and then try to make it. Now I understand like we're all adults and we all, there's always that type of, what's like, I guess in people in the corporate world, they would say that it's like that, that water cooler talk, like in the profession that I was in, you guys talk, just locker room talk, like, so it happens everywhere. But then again, there's some people that just don't want to hear that stuff. And you got to be a little bit more cautious about those type of things. Now, of course, there's also people out there that will just be a part of it and then all of a sudden, oh my God. Yeah. So again, I know that there's all different types of aspects of it, but you can't be a leader and then sit here and have these allegations against you talking about, now I'm not tripping about as according, if everybody was participating in the conversation talking about, this, that, and the third, but anti-Semitic jokes, bro, come on, man. Like that type of garbage is what are we doing? No, That's not necessary anywhere. That shouldn't even be talked about in your house amongst your family. What the hell do Jewish people got to do with you being? I'm like, what are we doing? Or I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it, honestly. But this is what this man got. He got accused for it. Obviously, there must have been enough evidence for Microsoft to say, you're out of here. And he's gone, and now we have this situation. So I don't, like I said, I think this is some get back. I don't think that this got nothing to do with what some of these fanboys get out here and say, oh my God, look, oh man, see, Xbox is doing so because they don't care about exclusives or anything of that nature. So they just look at it and say, why should I port these games on Xbox? Well, there's a reason behind why would you want to put your games on Xbox. It's because there's 40 million consoles out there. And I don't know of a product that has 40 million users that don't want to add more money to their earnings. I mean, like some of these people really on the net get their brains locked into some kind of weird, dumbass conspiracy. This is about money. Oh, I forgot that little boy was getting his ass whooped. And I was just like, what are we doing? What's happening? Like, I mean, what do you got to make it so much about the console war and not think of it logically like, oh, something's up here. It was just no different than when I was bringing up about the stuff about Yoshida getting demoted. Like, you don't sit there and be in charge of something and all of a sudden say, well, I'm going to take a pay cut and drop my status. No. There was a reason behind that. He got demoted and he finally admitted it. It's no different than anything. Like, there's logical reasons for all this stuff. And so again, when people bring up, like one person said, well, why are you defending Xbox? This has nothing about me defending Xbox. It's about me understanding the situation and looking beyond just the console war aspect of it, just saying, well, Xbox just isn't selling enough consoles for developers to want to put their games on the console. It's not that. Not with this particular situation. It's because I'm thinking, hey, this dude seems like he likes to play some games. Like just going back to where he made an update on the game on PC, and the gamers didn't like the update, and so they expressed their feelings. And so then he's talking about, well, the studio ain't gonna be here too much longer because y'all review bombing. Like, well, hold up. That's not. You're trying to sell your product. Listen to what the gamers are saying. I understand the ones that sit here that just say, oh, your game sucks, it's trash, it's never going to go anywhere. Don't listen to those fools. But when people are breaking paragraphs of what they liked, what they didn't like, that's all you got to do is just go back to the drawing board on what you need to do. Now, no, I'm not a developer, so I'm pretty sure that that's going to be some extensive work. But if the gamers are saying that, look, it was perfect the way it is, tune it here, tune it there, this, that, and the third, just tune it the best way you can. And then, you know what I'm saying, you're still probably going to have some people not fully happy with it, but you'll have others that's excited about it. It's just that the gamers just want to be listened to for the most part. And it just was like, listen, this was perfect the way it was. Why did you have to change it? And if he gives a legitimate explanation of why he's changing it, because the game is still in development, I think that could be good for some people, not all. So I don't know, man, but that's just my approach on it. I think it's a little get back from other people from they made their assumptions about it. You know, that could be true about you just trying to get some money from Microsoft or whatever. I still feel like this is one of those things that it will probably go to PlayStation and PC and PlayStation PC and maybe Nintendo first, and then he'll throw it on Xbox later. But this is one of those things where, listen, anybody can get mad and complain and find any reason to want to be mad at Xbox for something. And I don't feel like this is Xbox's fault whatsoever. I just don't. Whatsoever. Yep. So that's just my point of view on that. Okay. So let's move on. Let's talk about, let me see how many people think this here. Go ahead and look at this. Because I also said on a poll on YouTube, I said, will Xbox get more PlayStation games? We're going to move on to that topic. And I see 69% says yes already. So, I mean, out of 31% that said no. So, yeah, I totally agree with you on that. Matter of fact, there's already okay, Richilli's saying, I say he's crying for that Game Pass money bag. You know what? And that could be true. That could be. That could be. Because if he's having problems with his money situation, then with his studio, like, I'm saying, like, yeah, that Game Pass bag would help him out. Like, especially for how much we kind of know what they give, from anywhere from what I think it said from $50,000 to upwards of 50 million. So, hey, that's a good bag. That's a good bag to get anywhere from that. That's a good little bag, good little stash. So yeah, I'm not going to be mad if that's not it either. It could be a combination of all of it. But yeah, that's just my whole thoughts of that. But anyway, speaking of that, I mean, it's a smaller game. It was a game that got a lot of acclaim from PlayStation, and it's coming to Switch and Xbox. Matter of fact, it's what's it called? I don't know. I'm gonna show you guys. We get all these stupid advertisements everywhere. Good God Almighty, man! Can we get the advertisements out of here? No, I don't want to start a stream today. So this is what, Viewfinder. So it was highly acclaimed. I never seen it. Uh-oh. Let me turn that down. It's not something that I'll play, but it's another PlayStation game. And of course, the fact of Helldivers. And listen, I don't know if you guys heard this news too, but it's been out there. I don't know if I talked about that on my thoughts or on GRG, whatever, but it's been out there, this real crazy situation with this rumor going on about Sony could be looking to wanting to sell the Spider-Man license to Disney, so Sony could go ahead and get the DC, could go get Warner Brothers in DC. I don't know. I think personally that would be a strategy that could work well for everybody. Because listen, the first thing that a PlayStation fan would think of is like, oh my God, Mortal Kombat's going to be exclusive. No, it will not. Mortal Kombat is going to always be on everything, just like Call of Duty. That it's not going to be. Now, for other games like let's say Hogwarts Legacy, that could be but see again, but then again, you got to look at something like this. That was the number one selling game when that game came out. It overtook Call of Duty. It's not going to get those numbers like that by just being on PlayStation and PC. It'll make great numbers, but it ain't gonna. But still, there was a lot of Xbox gamers that bought that game as well. So then you got to look at that situation. But if those rumors are true, or I don't know, we haven't heard anything else about those rumors about Sony wanting to acquire Warner Brothers. They wanted to acquire certain things from Warner Brothers, but then like when I'm listening to some of these movie people and things like that, they're going into the whole thing about what Sony is thinking about wanting to do about the Spider-Man franchise. So again, I don't know. I don't know. So it's a weird kind of situation. I don't know. I don't know. But if that's the case, Spider-Man would definitely be coming to Xbox. Spider-Man would definitely be on everything. I think that will probably be one of the last games that PlayStation would want to put on Xbox. But I could see this as well. Now, hear me out. Now I know that. Now here's one of those things that I'll say, and people will kind of look at me crazy, and then next thing you know, those things happen. I'm about 80% right about these crazy ideas, these crazy thoughts. But sometimes, but out of that 20, let's say 75%. But out of that 20, 25% times when I'm wrong, I usually fall flat on my face and be completely not knowing what the hell I'm talking about. But follow me on this. So the reports about Forza Horizon selling close to 3 million copies already on PlayStation is crazy. It's crazy. Now I know that Gran Turismo 7 sold around 8 million, something like that, 6 to 8 million, something like that, or whatever. And I think it's right now it's like $19. I think they on sale for $19. So if you have not got Gran Turismo 7, I would recommend to get it. But if Forza Horizon 2 keeps selling at a pace to where it's going to, let's say it gets somewhere, let's say it sells 5-6 million copies by the time it's said and done. That's really close cutting into Gran Turismo money. And then now you have PlayStation gamers that's looking at this, looking at Horizon and understanding why the Xbox community has been raving about this game and saying, yo, so when there's a Gran Turismo coming out and then let's say there's a Horizon coming out, what do you think these gamers are going to be looking at? Because it's the same thing that happened with Motorsport. Now, I love Motorsport more than I like Horizon, but I love Horizon. I love racing games, period. But just think about this. Put this in perspective. Since now Xbox is in a weird situation with Motorsport where it'll be just continuing, but it's just a skeleton crew now. It's going to have updates, and then I guess for whatever that they have for the content going till whatever how long they had their content going. I'm sure that skeleton crew will work on that, and then that's it. But there's no more new content for Motorsport. What if PlayStation want to try to change the game and say, look, why don't we bring Gran Turismo over to Xbox? Do you guys think that that's a possibility? Yes, Gunner. Let's go. Thunder up, baby. Thunder up, thunder up. Yes. Anyway. But let's put that in perspective. I know that might sound crazy. I know, but we're in weird times. We're in weird times, ladies and gentlemen. We are in weird times. PlayStation has already said the whole slate's going over there to PC immediately. So I can't wait to play Ghost of Yortai here on PC in about like 8 months. I mean, well, after release, probably 8 months later. I can't wait. It's gonna be great. Looking forward to it. But I am not putting in. There is no doubt in my mind PlayStation is going to start. I think that there's going to be one or two particular older games PlayStation has in their library that they're going to just throw out there. Could be a Days Gone. What about a Infamous Second Son? What about? Let's see. No, they wouldn't do something that old, like a Killzone or something like that. But they would probably try something in the PlayStation 4 generation. That's not their big three, but something in that realm that got got great accolades, but it's you know what I'm saying, or that they know that they ain't gonna make no more money off of. So like a Days Gone. You know what? How about Horizon Zero Dawn? Oh my goodness, Richard said, should EA and Activision make COD feel? Yes. Man, if you can give me those worlds mixed together with Battlefield's destruction and the way in their team base with Call of Duty's gameplay loop, man, life would be great in the shooter realm for me. I don't know. So like that's what I'm saying, Gunner. Yeah, money talks, bullshit walks, man. Like this is they're looking. Sony wants this money, and they know that these games that they're developing, they got to make the money for. Now they've cut back on spending like $300 million for a game, but they got to make the money, and they got to make the money. They got to make that money. I think that Helldivers is going to cook. I think it's going to cook on Xbox. That screams an Xbox game. That's what Xbox gamers feast off of. We love games like that. We are going to. That's an Xbox game if any. So, Richili thinks that Gravity Rush needs to be on PC, Xbox, Switch, and mobile. I would love a Gravity Rush. I think Gravity Rush is great. Really cool game. I need to go back and I need to play Gravity Rush 2. I haven't even booted Gravity Rush 2 up. No, I'm lying. I did. I never did anything with it. I started and that was it. He says the way Rain G4 says the way we get games are changing. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Exactly. Rain's crazy. But anyway, but that's I just see that yes, we will see more PlayStation games. It isn't going to be the big stuff yet. It's not going to be the big stuff yet. But hear me out on that Gran Turismo, man. I can see it. I can see it plain as day. There's an opening now for more motorsport, for a motorsport racer. And Horizon, when they make a new Horizon, don't get it twisted. The game's already sold over 40 some million copies. Like the game is nuts. It's sold like it's ridiculous how much that game sold without being on PlayStation. And PlayStation gamers are now who don't have a PC, don't have an Xbox, and now experience that game for the very first time. Like right off the bat, when you off the plane and you on the dirt road and the lava you see in the volcano, you know that game is tough. You know that game is tough. It's just built different. And now these PlayStation gamers is witnessing greatness, true greatness, great racing game greatness. Yeah, nah. They're gonna want more Horizon. And then for the gaming enthusiasts out there, the racing enthusiasts out there, they're gonna want their Gran Turismo, but Gran Turismo just isn't the same as it used to be. It would guarantee you a 30 a 25 30 mil. It ain't cracking 10. So bring that shit on over to Xbox. I'll cop it easily. I'll cop it with no problem. And then I can have my best of both worlds. I can have my motorsport, my beautiful motorsport, and I can have my Gran Turismo all in the same play. I can just enjoy the greatness of just race, and my Horizon is right there. Oh my goodness. And then off of my classics, if I want to play my split second, or if I want to turn on my 360 and just play Blur or something. Like I got all my racing greatness right there next to me. So go ahead and do that, PlayStation. Go ahead and do that for a brother. I'm with it. See these PlayStation people out here think that I hate PlayStation. I don't hate PlayStation. I just ain't buying another PlayStation. I'm done with it. I'm done with the console. I'm ready. But I still love the games. I still get PlayStation money, and just not for no console. So he says, anyone interested in a new Hellraiser? Oh yeah, you know what, Gunner, bro? I was going to bring that up. Matter of fact, do I still have that to show? Oh, also there's some more layoffs coming out there. Supermassive games delays, a sci-fi title for what, Directive 80/20 and 2026. 2026. citing they need a better experience. Studio is announced layoffs affecting up to 36 employees mid industry changes. Marketing a second major cut. See, look again. This is happening everywhere. Now I know that listening to say about when you say 6,000 people, that is massive, but that's only 4% of Microsoft. That's still a lot of people, no question about it. On top of the whole lot of people that got laid off, but it's happened to PlayStation. It's happened every. I don't know about Nintendo if they've done any cuts. I don't think that they've done anything. I think maybe a studio or something may have got some layoffs, but this has happened all across the industry. So anyway, let me look and see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find that Hellraiser, because that looked tough. I was like, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Let's see. I don't know. What are you guys thinking about Mafia, the old country? It looks good, but it looks like something I'll wait to get, because I'm getting the Dragon Slayer. I mean, Demon Slayer fighting game. I'm getting that for sure. That comes out on the 5th. But then I'm perplexed because I seen somebody earlier bring up about Kasan. I think it's how you say his name, Kasan. I played that demo. I really enjoyed it. I really, really, really enjoyed that Kasan game. I was like, oh, I wanted more. When I got done with the demo, I was like, oh, I want more. It was kind of like with Blades of Fire. I played Blades of Fire's demo until it was over. Like, thank you for playing. And if I'm playing a demo that long, then I know that I'm into it. It was the same with the Kasan game. I think that's how you pronounce his game. What's up, Stanley? He said, I guess it's only bad when Microsoft does it. You're absolutely right, brother. You're absolutely right. But I'm looking at okay. So I'm looking at like 3 games. I'm looking at 3 games, and I told Ham Solo that I was going to get that Dune game at some point, so we can play, at least stream it together or whatever, because it looks interesting. But I know for sure I'm getting the Demon Slayer. But hear me out. Okay, so for me right now, it's either that Kasan game, and I could be killing the way that name, the name of that game. But it's that Souls-like game, kind of animated guy with, it looks really dope. Anyway, somebody just mentioned it earlier. Now, Dark Optimus told me, and listen, I when it comes to RPGs, me and Optimus are kind of like on the same wavelength. He said that Deliverance 2 is the best JRPG the best RPG he's ever played. Now, I'm not gonna go that far to say that I will believe him on that, but I know that means that game is damn good. So I'm looking at that because it's on sale. And then there's a game that's close to my heart that I've always enjoyed, and that is Killing Floor 3. So guys, help me out. Which one of those 3 should I get? Because like I said, I'm already going to get Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is already locked in. That's a must. I have to have that for Fight Night when that game drops on the 5th of August. So which one do you guys think that I should get? Kazan. Okay, thank you. If you do it like that, I got Kazan. Okay, so his name is Kazan. All right, Kazan. So it's Kazan, Deliverance 2, or Killing Floor 3. Which one of those 3 should I get? Because I love Killing Floor. I love Killing Floor 2. So help me out, chat. Help me out. Let's see. But let me go to that Hellraiser game. Let me see if I can find it. I might have to type it in. Because I was like, what is this? And then when I seen the cube, I was like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? I was like, no, they really are doing this. So I was pretty hyped about that. I mean, oh man, come on. I know better than that. Uh, what is this? Oh, I'm probably gonna have to type it in. Hold on, a second. There we go. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's do it. Let's look at an experience together. See what you guys think.
You have a void.
Oh, they show. Oh,
A desirous, gaping heart.
you know they showed the. They get to see the movies, but okay.
It thirsts for excruciating pleasure. The very thing we offer. She is hellbound. Follow her, for we have such sights to show you.
Okay. What did you guys think? And I'm probably going to get flagged for that, but that's okay. That's okay. All for gaming. So if you catch this later, it might be erased. I might, or it might probably be muted because if it does the corny stuff about the music, then that sucks. But yeah. Yeah, what did you guys think? Yeah, because okay, so when I seen the trailer, she was like the chick was covered. They just said, "Hey, what's up? Let's show it." Okay, all right, IGN, thank you for getting me flagged. But anyway, all right. So I appreciate that. Oh shit. Anyway, back to COD. So Cyber gonna say, freaks, listen, man. Listen. Says, what's this? The 13th gate? Yeah, bro. Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. I think that looked hot. I liked it. I don't play a lot of scary games, but I always have been a fan of Hellraiser. Now listen. Chatterbox used to scare the hell out of me. I couldn't stand Chatterbox. When that bat's coming in there, that clacking and clicking, yo, I know things are gonna get bad. Not only when you see Pinhead, but no, when you see Chatterbox is all about that business. Oh, anyway, so yeah. Hardy said, that's a trailer, bro. That was it got your attention. He said, get that. All right. So anybody, okay, so all right. Kazan. Okay, so let me see what people are saying on the games I get. Okay, so we'll get ready to get out of here in a minute. Because I got one more topic and then we're gonna get out of here, which is not nothing. Just a little something to talk about, and then that's it. Okay, let's see. Kazan, Killing Floor 3 because you love it too. Kazan has the best pairing system, armored sets, and weapon builds are crazy. I was experiencing that when I was playing it. I was really, really into that game. Like I was like, man, this game is nice. It's nice, and it didn't seem too overwhelmingly difficult. It just seems like you get your ass kicked if you're slacking, but it wasn't that bad. So, but yeah, I haven't seen anybody say Deliverance 2, which is kind of crazy. Damn, Richili said skip. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, so explain why would you skip that? He said K Mega wants to explore pain and pleasure in hell. What? Stop it, man. Listen, that was kind of hot though. So it was kind of hot going. There's a lot of hotness going on there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of hotness going on. I will plead the fifth on my on my freaky flag. Let's just put it like that. But anyway. What's up, Husky? What's happening? We are sitting here just discussing a few things, and then I got one last topic before we get out of here. Well, actually, I do want to talk about another thing too, but I'm going to be real quick about the whole Fable thing, because this is a nothing burger. I seen some people post it, and they were like, "Well," and it's only a rumor at this particular time, is that Fable will be pushed, which we don't even have a date for Fable. So we don't have a date. So, and this is still also a rumor that now I think they did maybe post that they were supposed to be coming out on the 26 in 2026. But regardless of that, that it's going to get pushed. And if it gets pushed, it gets pushed. We want the games to be right, correct? Virgili said he didn't like Scorn. That game looks equally grotesque. Oh yeah, Hellraiser is very grotesque. So, but this looks like the type of stuff that I can get into. You know what I mean? Like, Scorn was good. Too many puzzles for me. Like I get what the game was about. I thought the game, for what it did, was really great for that, because that was its premise. It's you trying to get out of this place. So that's fine. But I want some action. Maybe if I can kick something, punch something, and I know you can kind of do the same. Anyway, Scorn was good for what it was. It was good. It was a good indie title. I'm not going to discredit Scorn and say that it was bad or anything like that. It's just that I would like to. Hellraiser seems a lot more entertaining to me than what Scorn was for me. I thought Scorn was good, but I didn't think Scorn was like elite or anything like that. And yes, I don't mind grotesque, as long as grotesque is fashionably grotesque. I don't want just nonsense grotesque. Anyway, so, and Hellraiser looked like it was fashionably grotesque. He said, I wonder if those 4 games for next year will be spaced out, or all pushed. No. And that I've had this conversation. I think it was with Viper. I had that conversation, was basically making a point of saying, no, Fable, because it was supposed to be Fable, Perfect Dark, scratch Perfect Dark, but Fable, now we got life with Exo Machina. We finally seen that popping back up, but that's a smaller title, but still that's going to be coming to Xbox. That's an Xbox, I think, like exclusive, whatever. That's coming. Hell, I can't think of whatever else. I mean, there's more, of course, but because Outriders 2 is going to be coming out this year. So you're going to have Fable. You're going to have, because I think Oblivion will be probably 27, something like that. So anyway, my whole point of this is that they're not going to put all those games at the same time. I think because you'll be cannibalizing themselves. And listen, there's another thing too that you need to put this in perspective. Call of Duty is Xbox's game. It's not an exclusive, but it's Xbox's game. And that is one of the biggest game, if not the biggest game that for Xbox or for just in gaming. So you don't want to put a Fable in that same time frame with Call of Duty. Now, if you want to put it in the beginning of the month of October, that's fine. but I would not put it in anywhere from October 15th to to November 15th. I would not even touch that area by putting Fable there. Fable would still sell and do okay, but you're still cannibalizing yourself by putting it near Call of Duty. Call of Duty is going to get theirs. They're going to make their money. They're going to get their sales automatically, no question. So why not push it to the beginning of like a February, March, April launch title window around tax time? Think about that. Think about that for a second. And if you also look, Xbox has been putting a lot of these like RPG type games around that time. Like if you look and you see Avowed, and you see a lot of other games that they've been bringing out, and they've been bringing out towards the beginning of the year. I think that'd be absolutely fine. And listen, especially if the new console comes out in 2026, then you got something. You're gonna have launch titles for sure. And let's say that if it does get pushed into 2027, and then the new console comes out in 2027, so we know the new console is coming out in 2026 or in 2027. So it could be a launch title for the Xbox, for the new Xbox, or it could be in that launch window if the new Xbox comes out in 2026. So you know what I'm saying? So I'm not tripping about that. That's right. State of Decay, that's going to be something that's coming out. We haven't heard anything from Contraband, man, and I don't know. I think Contraband might be out of there. I don't know. I don't know. And nobody else knows either. Even from the back channels that I've gone to, they're like, I don't know. They think it might be cooked, but nobody knows nothing about what's happening with that. And then there's other games out there. I just can't think of them right now for some reason. But the Gears game, that will be coming out next year. So there's plenty that's going to be out, but it's not going to be out at the same time. So it will be spaced out, and Call of Duty is going to get its moment. It's time to shine. So if it's going to 2027, then that's just letting me know that it's going to come out in 2027 as a launch title for the new Xbox, or it's going to come out in 2026 late with a new a new console time frame, like within that, because the console will come out in November, and then it'll come out like kind of like what Titanfall did around like that February, March area time frame. So yeah, I'm not tripping about that whatsoever. If this was one of those things where it said this is coming September 15th, 2026, and then they did that, then I would say, okay, what's happening? But I think they just gave a year. So that's not nothing. That's nothing. I mean, we've seen, and this is another thing too. How many times have we seen it with PlayStation where they've showed something, put a year on something, and it still didn't come out? So again, hold the same energy. I'm not worried about that. This is not something for. I think it's kind of ridiculous to sit there and try to make crazy speculations about maybe Fable going through. No. I mean, listen. The reality of it was with the Inquisition was that there's this saying that people have said. I'm pretty sure that it was too many chiefs, not enough Indians in that situation, and where it's just too many people that had too many ideas that did not want this game, that had different ideas, and really there was only one person that was supposed to direct everybody to say, hey, this is what we're doing. And he left. He went back to PlayStation. And that was it. And I think right at that point, it was cooked. Inquisition was cooked. And then, of course, all this thing about, big budgets and all of this, that, and the third. And they were going to be made quadruple A games and the best of the best and things like that. I mean, they had the clientele. They had knockout developers on the squad, but they also have their own their own ideas, their own strategies, and that can cause a lot of clashing. And then, when you finally come out with the product like you did, and then all these people just start leaving, and then you leave it up to Square Enix, and Square Enix has got other jobs and doing, I mean, not Square Enix, but oh my goodness, the people who made Tomb Raider, you got them that's working on the game, and then there's a different strategy going on with that. Yeah, the game was cooked and the studio was cooked. So at that point, yeah, send it on. Fable is not going to be Fable. Playground Games, if anything, is been one of Xbox's most stable studios. So again, they are making something different, but it's not. But they are one of the most. There's one of Xbox stable studios. So yeah, and so I don't have no problem with there's going to be issues or anything like that. So I just think that some people are just looking to try to find stuff. So did you talk about the directive? Yeah, I just showed that where the directive 80-20 being pushed to next year because they laid off yeah, I just talked about that, Husky. I just talked about that. I just showed it. That was right before I showed the Hellraiser clip. So anyway, last point here, and this is some sports, so you can check out if you want to, but this was something that I found pretty interesting. Also disturbing. And this is why I feel like there should be competition with everything, but definitely with sports games. Because now my beloved, one of my favorite, I mean, I always stood behind NBA 2K, always. When the day that they even dropped, when it was concept and, on the Dreamcast, always stood behind the 2K games, even though I still bought live and still liked live, but people would argue me up and down about how live was so much better. I'm like, man, this 2K, whatever, man, whatever, right? And then people started to get an understanding about how EA operated with what they did with Madden when 2K made the football game. We all know that story. Well, now this reversed. 2K games, man, like what if 2K has become is the thing that or what we thought that they hated the most within what EA did. And the reason why I say this is that, okay, so EA has the rights to Madden, right? The licenses to Madden. Well, the reports come out, and this is wild. EA didn't want the licenses, didn't want the Madden license. They were like, fine, let them, because they cost too much. And there's also there's supposed to be a bargaining agreement that's supposed to be coming out. I mean, there's a lot of crazy things going on with the NFL. Matter of fact, there's threats out there that could be a lockout coming pretty soon because of this controversy going on with the NFL. Players is over here getting pretty pissed off about some of the things, the way that they're getting treated, that extra games, all these people that's in the know this, like, I'm listening to these people that's in the know that play football and everything else, saying that there could be a serious lockout and there could be other type of things going on. Well, anyway, EA did not want the license. From reports that EA was going to let it go and just let 2K and whoever also just compete, because the one thing of it was that college football is doing so well for EA. EA was like, look, we want to kind of jump into the fray and do everything. And of course, they want to cut money. They want to save money. The NFL came to them and said, nah, son, we want you. We want you to keep that license. I'm like, what? EA was going to let it go? And then, so I think this is like for a 10-year deal now. So this is locked. Yeah, see, Stanley, so you read about it too. Okay, so yeah, you said, I can't believe that the NFL bullied EA to keeping the license. 2K will never make the NFL game again. No, they won't. The NFL did that on purpose. And there's players out there that wants this competition because then that's more revenue for them. They're getting money from both 2K, from EA, and from whatever other entity that wants to make another NFL game. The NFL's like, no. We don't want. The NFL is tripping right now, honestly. Like, you asking these players, this is the most physical, crazy sport in all the sports. Damn near, I think the only thing that you could probably go and say that's close to it is the MMA and boxing. But NFL is even more crazy because of just, the shit that you got to do to your body just to maintain, and then raising games and all that. That's nuts. Anyway, so that's taking more revenue from these players. On top of the fact, EA was trying to back out and they got punked by the NFL's like, nah, you're going to get this license, sucker. And so EA did it. And so EA said what another reason, because EA was saying, look, we're going to bring back basketball, but we're going to do it in a different way. We're going to bring college in, since we're seeing how popular the college football game, the college football game is. It was the number one selling sports game of all time. No sports game has ever did what College 25 did. Sold that well, like massive. So EA's like, yo, we good. We don't care. We're still gonna have our millions and more millions of people for Madden. But now college is now our new hot ticket. And we're finna start doing college basketball. And then we'll eventually get to live. And then they're going to be bringing EA big games back. So that means there could be an NBA Street coming back, all that. So they had a plan. NFL might have squandered a couple of things. We'll find out about that. But going forward. But this was the crazy thing. Because EA now sit there and brought a NBA 2K, it's bringing in a college basketball game. This stopped what 2K was going to do on their end with their game with NBA 2K. And this is what's the part that's blown my damn mind and it breaks my heart. But 2K is turned into the new EA. So what they were going to do, they were going to implement college basketball teams into the new 2K games, but they were going to sell it as DLC, and you weren't going to get all of the NBA, all the double A teams. What you were going to get was this, that, some of probably the more popular, bigger name college schools, and then gradually keep building on that during the season or for every year. But they were going to package it in NBA 2K. Well, because of all of this stuff that's happened now, 2K had to back out of that, because you know what the gamers were going to start to decide, like, you're not going to put us in a position to monetize us yet again and have us pay DLC into it, because you know how it would have been played out. It would have been half-assed. It would just not been the same type of, because it's going to be college players, so the players is not going to be as well-rounded as the players from the NBA. So therefore, this was going to be probably a half-ass project that people was going to spend extra money for, and that's disgusting. That is disgusting to me. Yeah, Husky, I did see the Bengals pick is thinking about going back to college. Man, like I said, I don't know. The Bengals is tripping. And then hearing about the stuff about the Dallas Cowboys and what they doing to what Jerry Jones said about what's up, Curie? It's going, everything's going good. How you doing? How you doing, young lady? What Jerry Jones said about Dak and what he's over here trying to play with the money with Parsons, bro. I don't know, man. I'm not a Dallas fan, never have been. The only thing I think that's good in Texas is the women. And look, I love children. That's it. Love the children. Let the children have fun, do this and that. But I think the food, women, and you don't talk bad about the kids. But everything else in Texas to me is trash. Well, sports teams, the cities and all that stuff. There's a lot of good stuff to go out there in Texas. I'm over there. I'm partially bullshitting, but sports teams in Dallas and Texas and Houston, get them out of there. Get them. I don't know. I don't like none of them. None of them. So, And I don't know. I hate that for Cowboy fans. I really do. That man keeps playing with these people's money. He keeps delaying stuff, and then he does stupid stuff to delay to not give these people the money when he could have gave Dak Prescott some the money before, but then he gonna sit there and try to sideball him, and then and then when the time comes, like, okay, the man had a fantastic season, and now you over here to act like you don't want to pay him. Michael Parsons is over here, arguably one of the best defensive players in the league, and the best defensive player on your team, and you over here want to play funny with the money? Bro. And he thinks that these people are going to give him a discount, man. I don't know. It's really crazy. I don't know, man. And so, like I said, all these rumors about lockout, the NFL might get into a lockout and all this stuff. I don't know, man. This is crazy. But back to the gaming aspect of it. NBA 2K was on some scandalous shit, and it saddens me. It really does sadden me. So right now, and listen, I'm not going to sit there and say that EA is the good guy here, but on this matter, EA, I'm on Team EA for hoping that this college basketball game is going to be lit to this point to where NBA 2K is going to compete and bring a very good college basketball experience and go from there. And listen, the one thing that 2K could do, 2K could compete with the college football. They can compete with the college football. So, it's just that, listen, but the way that they're trying to monetize and take more money from people is just nuts. And this what makes sense, because with NBA 2K26, they were cutting back on, it's only going to cost you $20 to build your character now, instead of all the money that has been taken to build your character, to go on the rec and all that other stuff. And that's probably one of the things, like, okay, well, let's find another way to make money off of people. So yeah, if you're going to have some college basketball teams in there and lock them behind DLC, well, the people that's playing the games like that, they're going to pay the money for it. So they're also going to be spending, maybe not the same amount that they would be for what their players' builds are, but they're still going to be paying extra money. And oh my God, man, I don't know, man. These companies on how to try to drain the pockets of their customers is just diabolical. So I'm on Team EA on this one. You know what I'm saying? Rain said Cowboys are good old boys. Man, listen, I like I said, I'm not a Cowboys fan. I don't like any teams from Texas, but I feel bad for the Dallas Cowboy fans out there. Like, you got some real dogs out there, some great players, and then you're gonna sit here and Jerry Jones keep playing games with them, man. That's sickening. It's sickening. God, it's sickening. Man, I'm so glad my Rams don't have no whack ass owner like that. That is tragic. That is tragic. So anyway. So yeah, that's about it for me today, ladies and gentlemen. I sit there and yapped enough for about an hour and 42 minutes. So I thank you guys for coming through. Curie said sports. I tease though. I do hope you college sports fans get your basketball games. Yeah, no, it's coming. But I'm really excited. I'm really excited for it. And like I said, that's all I've been playing is my college football. There's some things where I see why people complain about some certain things. Like, since I've been playing dynasty mode and stuff like that, but it's also things that you can change. We'll get more into that, especially when me and Husky gets there and start maybe starting that dynasty mode or whatever, and we can kind of help people on what kind of to do and stuff like that. So, but I really do appreciate it. You will see me Thursday. We will do another My Thoughts, and I will be doing Fight Night. And listen, Gunner, I want some more of that Street Fighter, man. You was whooping my ass, but the matches started getting real competitive. I got some rounds in. It felt good. Listen, I'm gonna have to probably, when you bring that Bison out, I might have to bring out Blanca, Ken, or one of my other specialty characters, because man, you disrespectful. What Bison did to my girl Mai, but I had that round. Oh my God, that was just so. So check out Fight Night. Check out this past Sunday's fight night. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Gunner. We're going to be playing some more Street Fighter 6 because I do find myself really, I always like playing Street Fighter 6, but I just don't ever have the time. And I need people that are good that play it so I can get in there and we can have sessions like we did because, I like it to when I build the skills up to where I can make a person that's a platinum rank make them work. And I made you work a few times, so it felt good. It felt real good. So, hey man, listen, whoever. I know I got to sit there and I went to look for to get on to what King David was doing on 4th of July, and then I seen he was out on his birthday or something like that. So then I was like, oh, okay, so he's not there. Then we had GRG. So, I miss GRG over everything. So ain't no way I'm going to sit there and be jumping in somebody else's feed when I got GRG coming, especially the return of GRG. And so then, and then last week I wasn't even around. So this last Friday I wasn't feeling that good, and then I was around for when I went out of town and everything, and then I wasn't even at home. So I was out and about, and then so I'll sit there and try to catch him and see if he's around this coming up Friday with his thing or not. But yeah, no, you know what I'm saying? Like there's plenty of fighters that I want to show off, so it'll be something different. Also, I played some Power Stone. Went through and beat the boss in Power Stone. I love Power Stone. God, I love Power Stone. It's so great. Capcom, make us a new one. It's needed. So anyway, but thank you guys so much. Yes, Hokage. Yes, GRG over everything. That's just what it is. I'm not. I can't sit there and I can't do my baby dirty like that. Like, hey, we got GRG. I'm gonna hop up here and no. We gotta do a thing. But I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna link up with King eventually. So, I said I went looking for him, and then like I said, he was out and about. I seen him post and stuff. It was his birthday, and so I can't fault him for that. So then the last week, so the last couple of weeks, but it's whatever. So we'll look for him Sunday. We'll look up for this Friday. So he's like 6:00. I'll try to be there, look at him and see whatever. I don't have anything else popping. My daughter's birthday party is Saturday, so I should be free. So we'll sit there and we'll see what's going on. But as for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and harass my wife for a minute, and then I'm going to jump back on some college football, man. Langston University, man. We gotta try to win that championship. We gotta get that championship. We got to do it. We got to do it eventually. All right, guys, y'all have a blessed one. Hey, and Parrish, he says where you play Power Stone at. There's a game that came out from Capcom. Matter of fact, I think it's on sale right now for like maybe $40 or $30, something like that, 30 some bucks, maybe. It's called Capcom Fighting Collection 2. It's called Capcom Fighting Collection 2. And on that, they have a whole bunch of Capcom fighters. They have SNK fighters. They have a lot of the classics, but they have Power Stone 1 and 2 on there. And you can play online as well. So cop that so we can play some Power Stone, brother. If Freddie B was still around, we would be all jumping on there. We would be jumping all on there and having a good time, man. So no doubt. So anyway, thank you guys. Have a blessed day. I will see you guys Thursday for my thoughts and then some fight night. All right, everybody have a good one. Peace.